Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our monthly webinar. I know it's been a couple of months, but we're trying to bring this back. It's good to be back to the Metaverse Collective here at the Anima Collective, hosted by yours truly. I am Shirley Lopez. Our guest speaker today is fellow Anima Collective member as well, Fee Simler, who will be sharing her tips and tricks on creating content with your business using AI. So can't wait to get into that. If you haven't heard of the Anima Collective is a space where soul development and entrepreneurship meet. It is an inclusive community of self-identifying women with an entrepreneurial spirit, growing together in our true authentic power. We are powerful leaders in our homes and in our communities. We transform the world into a more just, equitable, joyful, creative, connected, and prosperous place. If you are unfamiliar with the Anima Collective, I ask you to check out their website at theanimacollective.com. So, who am I? I am Shirley Lopez. I am also an entrepreneur and a fellow member of Anima Collective since April 2020. I have two established businesses called L&L Process and Notary Force. Both of them are legal services. We are nationwide process servers and virtual notaries. And my startup is called Metadime. We are helping businesses create loyalty and membership programs using NFTs. So, all right, let's get into our guest speaker. Our guest speaker today is Fee Simler. She is a trauma-informed business coach who believes you can have a thriving business without bypassing your humanity. A marketing world veteran and hustle culture dropout, Fee knows taking your marketing and sales seriously means responding with trust instead of being seduced by the latest viral trend. She honors all aspects of her clients, their history, intersectionality, neurodivergence, mental health, as they welcome bigger ways of seeing themselves and their work. Amazing bio, Fee. Fee, welcome to the Metaverse Collective. Tell us more about yourself and what an awesome coach you are. And please also feel free to share your screen with your slides.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for having me. I see a couple familiar face or names here. Um, so I'm Fee Simler again. Yes, I'm a trauma-informed coach. I've been working now with marketing for a decade. I come from an arts background, so that's what I studied in school, and then I sort of bridged the gap. And I really have always been attracted to words and language. I'm bilingual. I was born in Peru. I've been raised in like the U.S. my entire life. So I think that definitely influenced me. And I'm also really attracted to visual language and how I can kind of bring those two worlds together to achieve what my clients like audiences want. And what I see a lot out there is a lot of really boring marketing and sales content. So it's my job to help you stand out in the crowd, because I know that everybody is feeling that there's a lot of information being thrown. There's a lot of um, their spaces are very saturated right now. So I help my clients stand out with visuals and with language and really get sharp and incisive with their copy. That's a really big part of what I do with my clients, as well as like sales launches, social media, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, have a really quick introduction, and then we'll get into why AI is so important, what you can do with these specific prompts, because I've been playing around with AI for the last like few months. When I get into something, I really dive deep into it. That is one of my ADHD superpowers, is hyperfixation. So I've been hyperfixated on AI, and now I'm teaching you what I've learned in the last few months. So let me just share my screen here, and we will go ahead and jump in. Let's see.
And let me just tell the audience, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. This is a interactive presentation, so we'll be acknowledging your questions as we go along.
Yes, thank you. And, feel free to just like drop in who you are and what you do. I have it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my screen in present. Okay, cool. So AI copy workshop. We're going to transform your marketing into thumb stopping copy that sells. And if you want to just drop into the chat what you do, who you are, where you're calling in from, I would love to see kind of where everybody's at. And if you want to also drop in like, what you're feeling right now as far as online marketing, if you are feeling very creative right now, if you have something that's really frustrating you, I'm happy to hear like what brought you to this workshop, or if it's just like curiosity about AI. I'd love to see what's on your mind. Okay. So this is this is me. I think this photo really summarizes my personality. And I know Shirley has already introduced me and kind of what I do and what my position is in the world of like the wild world of online business. Okay. So Jamie says she's a life and business coach. She's in Miami. Anything that can make marketing easier. Yes. Okay, I got you. All right, so today you are going to learn, let me just make this a little smaller. Okay, you're going to learn how to audit your copy to speak directly to your audience. I see this a lot where people will put out marketing and they'll just be like, hey, I have this thing, you should buy it. But the why is missing. So I want you to speak directly to your target audience. Um, who will who will be the most successful in what you are trying to put forth right now, what you're trying to market and sell. And then we're going to create some relatable dialogue and content. Some of these you can probably copy and paste directly into a sales page, Instagram post, TikTok story. I think you can, will, my goal is to get you some copy that you can literally copy and paste or at least move from today. But I want to position you as like their no-brainer solution to buy now. And unearth what motivates your target audience to not just admire you, but to purchase today or this week or as soon as possible. Okay, I have some other things in the chat here. Shirley does legal services, process server, and virtual notary. I feel like a hot mess with my marketing. Okay, facts. That's not the first time I've heard that. And Joe from Missoula, money coach who helps individuals and small business owners. I feel like my marketing is all over the place and looking for more of a strategy. Okay, cool. I think this is going to help you, Joe, with like kind of focusing and seeing like where to move from again. And Rocio is an export business here out of curiosity about AI to see if I could use it in my business. Okay, cool. All right, so heads up today, if you have a homepage or other long form like sales page, it would be helpful for you to have it. So if you want to like open in a new tab, open your homepage or like a sales page if you're launching something right now. If you
Do you
don't
mean
have
like our website? Like if you're
like, yeah,
our,
exactly. Like astrobusinesscoaching.com would be like for me.
okay.
What we're going to do is basically like select all, copy and paste that sucker into Google Gemini. And now, if you don't have a homepage that you can grab copy from, then pull up someone who is in your industry who you think has a very similar audience to you. Someone who you've maybe listened to their podcast or you follow them on social media. That will help you as well, just to have some long form copy, some words to do this exercise with. So no pressure, but it would be really helpful for this. Okay. So let's start with like getting familiar with Google Gemini, why I love it so much. I love ChatGPT as well, but I think as far as free, like what you can get with Google Gemini for free versus what you can get from ChatGPT for free without paying for the 4 version for $20 a month, which is also super worth it. I'm not shitting on ChatGPT, but I personally like Google Gemini better for now. Um, it is, I think the language is more elevated. I think I've had just better results with the language. Let me know if you've never used AI or like ChatGPT or Google Gemini in the chat, but I think that everybody here has. And if we have, I think that a lot of the responses we get are like very, very generic. I knew that I was learning more about how to collaborate with AI when it stopped calling me like a marketing maverick and it stopped calling my audience mavens. I was like, please stop. I actually told it, please stop saying maverick. Like I'm not a politician. I don't need to be calling people mavericks, or like I'm not in an airplane in the sky with Tom Cruise. Please, I'm not Maverick. Oh, Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. All right. So she popped into the chat. She's a trauma-informed energy medicine practitioner located in the DMV area who creates trauma-informed wellness programs for first gens, breaking generational cycles. Okay. And also she works for corporate and large businesses. She's seeking to learn new skills and make marketing easier. Okay, cool. So hopefully this will help save you guys some time and make marketing a little bit easier. So things to remember with AI, whether it's for copy, for visuals, with ChatGPT, with Google Gemini, whatever, I think it's important to set realistic expectations and to know that it's a collaborative tool and it does not know what's inside your brain. So you need to tell it like what style to do, what you want to do, who you're talking to. These are things that we're going to specifically copy. You can copy and paste these as your prompts that I'm giving you today. But those details are super important. It is the difference between you getting a response that you're like, cool, I can basically copy and paste this, zhuzh it up a bit and send it off in an email in 10 minutes versus like, again, it calling you a marketing maven. I'm going to throw up if it does that again. Okay. And then prompts are absolutely key. Like having the specific prompts, the input to get you the output that you want is the most important thing about AI. Okay. So thank you, Shirley. She dropped in like, here's Google Gemini page. Okay, sweet. So here's the benefits from entrepreneurs, straight from Google Gemini. Of course, I copied and pasted, like I put in what can I tell my audience in this workshop? It's business owners. Give me like, some benefits for them and why they should care about this. So this is what it spit out, straight from the horse's mouth. Enhance creativity and productivity. This is really great for me who sometimes struggles with executive function and I have a lot of things. My brain works really fast. I have a lot of ideas. And again, it sometimes helps me like focus and find words that I can, move from and just do like one thing instead of 12 things that all seem like equal priority. Brainstorming, that's like an excellent place to go into Google Gemini. And then also improve decision making, like you can analyze data and you can streamline your workflow. Another thing that I think is a really cool advantage of Google Gemini versus ChatGPT is that you can input pictures. So you can literally take a picture of like your Instagram bio and say, hey, give me some tips for my Instagram bio. Here's a picture. You can't do that with ChatGPT for the free version. So another reason that I like it a little bit better. Okay. I'm using ChatGPT, but interested in this new Gemini AI. Okay, cool. Hopefully this will pique your interest. So here's the AI prompts with a little coffee break. Okay. And
Is that the prompt that you want me to
no,
put in? Okay.
first I'm going to tell people like what's the point of me doing them.
Okay.
I spoke a little bit to that, but basically like marketing needs to speak directly to your ideal client, where they are right now versus where they want to be, calling that out. Also, I want you to stop working with people that irritate you. I know there's privilege in that. And like, if you're like, no, I need to make money right now and I'm going to take whoever, go off. But I want you to work with people who not only that they will get the best results from your work, but that you will have the best time working with. And I don't want you to bypass your own humanity in order to like make a sale. Again, there's privilege in that, but having marketing that speaks directly to the people who you want to work with is going to get you there versus something that's more generic. And then also calling out what's at stake. There are always organic consequences to not doing something. It could be not buying a mop. And I'm using my old mop that actually takes me twice as long to mop my entire apartment. I'm spending an hour and a half instead of 45 minutes, right? That's an organic consequence of not doing something. So calling out what's at stake if they don't buy is going to provide that sense of urgency to your buyer versus saying sale this week, 3 days only. That's also a sense of urgency, but it's not really speaking directly to their pain points and like where they are in life right now. So that's the urgency that I want to drive home today. That's actually going to move your buyer. Okay, Shirley, this is the prompt. So this is prompt number one. Again, have your homepage copy ready. But according to the following text, and that's where you will, put your copy right at the bottom here. Who is the target audience? I want you to take, again, your long form like homepage or sales page, and I want you to pop it into Google Gemini and say, who's the target audience? Not only that, but this second part is really important.
So it's like a whole select all of like my homepage.
Exactly. Yeah. If
Okay.
there's like, Instagram, like logo at the bottom and stuff, like you can erase that. Or like terms and conditions at the bottom, you can erase that, but basically give me
Okay.
the meat of your page. So this second part that's in gray here, this is like the magic sauce that I've used my brain to engineer this prompt. Um, Skill levels, behaviors, personality traits, pain points, what motivates them to, and in this red, you can say to enroll in a 6-week business course, or you can say what motivates them to hire a coach, hire a money coach, hire a business coach, hire a personal trainer, right? This is where you personalize this prompt for you. And then pop all of that copy in there. I'm curious to see what your response is. I hope that you do this along with us. You obviously don't have to put in like the entire response in the chat, but if you want to like pop in, a sentence or two of what your results are or anything that surprised you, I'm really curious to see what you get. My clients usually, I've been doing this with my clients, and they usually get like really cool answers. And another advantage of Google Gemini is that you can take the answer that you get. At the very bottom, you'll see like, some options at the bottom of the answer. And you can say like, open in a Google Doc, and it will open it in a Google Doc that's already formatted. Bold, bullet points, italics, like it's amazing. It will just make a doc for you.
Well, I did it.
Okay,
Do you want to hear my results?
I would love to.
Okay, so I put my homepage, which is llprocess.com. I know it needs a lot of work. I'll
No,
get
no.
there. So it says the target audience for this text appears to be law firms and attorneys across the United States who require process serving and related legal services. Here are additional details about their characteristics, pain points, and motivations. Skill levels, they are legal professionals with expertise in various areas of law. Behaviors, they are likely to be proactive in seeking legal support services, particularly when time is of the essence. Personality traits, they may be detail-oriented, time-conscious, and focused on delivering quality legal services to their clients. Okay, pain
That's good
points.
information for like what you're putting forth with your marketing. Like if they want really quality stuff for their clients, you can say you can move from that.
Gotcha. I see what you're
Or
saying.
like an urgency of time and doing things quickly, saving time. Yeah. So that's where you start to like my gears are turning already in my head. That's where you
Yeah,
start to
how I'm
say,
talking
okay,
to my audience, right? Pain points. Their pain may include the need for prompt and reliable process serving, efficient e-discovery solutions, hassle-free notarization services, and accurate skip tracing for locating individuals. Motivations. They are motivated by the promise of timely and accurate legal support services that help expedite their cases, satisfy their clients, and reduce backlog. They seek partnerships with service providers who demonstrate professionalism, responsiveness, and a commitment to excellence. Overall, the target audience seeks a reliable and efficient partner to handle legal support tasks, allowing them to focus on their core legal work While ensuring that documents are served promptly and accurately, they value professionalism, reliability, and effective communication in their service providers.
Cool. Okay. That is a lot of good information. And what I'm hearing is like, not only do they want things like fast, like they want to not have a backlog of cases. They don't want their clients saying, "Hey, have you gotten this thing to me yet?" Or like, "When are you going to get it?" What I'm hearing is like, again, like multiple times, it's like doing things fast so that they reduce their stress with their clients, enhance like give their clients a really good client experience
Hmm.
and do it accurately and professionally. So do it right and do it fast. And that's something
Yeah.
that like, seems to be the core desire of their work and why they would
I'm
hire
going to
me.
share my screen real quick just so everyone can
Yeah.
see
Okay, I'm going to stop my share.
the chat GPT. So here, I couldn't use Gemini for
That's
whatever
okay.
reason. I don't know, Google permission I had to do. So I just did it in Chat GPT. So here's the prompt right here. That's the one that I put in the chat. And then this is all the copy from my homepage that I just copied and pasted. And so then it spit out all of this information. And
Cool.
then, so what, from what I'm understanding, Fee, and just, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. So I take this information and I either say, this is my target audience, I am on point, or I'm not, I'm not targeting my audience.
So this is like a little bit of an audit. So if you look at
Okay.
it and say like, oh, that doesn't seem like the people I'm talking to, then you can say, all right, what did I need to change in my homepage to get it to talk to the people I actually want to hire me? So if there's a disconnect there, that's like Google Gemini or ChatGPT reading your homepage and saying, okay, this is who you're talking to. If that's not correct, then there's changes you can make on your homepage to lessen that gap. So this is a little bit of an
Fantastic.
audit right here. Um,
I
you
love
have
it.
to the admin to get access to Gemini, Google admin. Okay, Kathy. Yeah. And I mean, we saw the results with ChatGPT and they're excellent. So you can absolutely use ChatGPT as well. Like there's just little things that
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
Gemini for me, but ChatGPT is also excellent. Um, so that's really interesting, your answers. Anybody else want to like unmute and how do you export to Google Docs? Sorry, I missed that. Okay, Joe. So at the bottom of your answer in Google Gemini, you'll see like three dots. It'll say like copy this answer. It'll be like a couple of um, options for you. If you press the three dots, it'll say open in or like export to Google Docs or open in Docs. And that's how you do it. It'll just like open it for you. Okay.
And Kathy said she used Gemini.
Just now. Okay, Kathy, do you want to like share
Hi.
any results? Hi.
So I put in your target audience based on the text provided. So demographics, likely individuals who are open to alternative healing modalities like breathwork, Reiki and yoga, possible individuals who are seeking personal growth and transformation, uncertain age, income level, and specific location are not explicitly mentioned. Psychographics, motivations, desire to reduce stress, achieve inner peace, experience a sense of profound shifts and emotional release, heal from emotional baggage and past traumas, live in harmony with nature, experience a memorable transformational experience, personality traits, open-minded and curious about alternative healing practices, seeking self-improvement and personal growth, willing to invest time and resources in their well-being, may be frustrated with traditional methods of stress management and healing. Pain points, feeling stress, burnout, disconnected from their bodies, holding on to emotional baggage and past traumas, difficulty finding inner peace and managing difficult emotions, struggling to connect with their breath and find a sense of calm. And it goes on, behaviors,
Yeah.
additional details based on the text. Behaviors may be already some experience with yoga, meditation, other forms of alternative healing modalities. And overall, the target audience seems to be individuals who are open to alternative healing, seeking personal growth and transformation, and struggling with stress, burnout, and emotional baggage.
Cool. Okay. So there's like a lot of like small phrases you can use in your marketing, like emotional baggage, and I'm also hearing that your audience already had experience with yoga or other healing modalities, which is great because a lot of people will default to talking to beginners in their marketing.
Mhm.
And if you aren't trying to call in beginners, then your marketing shouldn't be speaking to beginners, and that's a lot of disconnect that I see over and over again in the online space. So it's
Mhm.
good that it clocked that for your homepage, that you are, because I know you don't really, I mean, you can work with beginners, but a lot of people, it seems like that you work with like one-on-one, right? Are like people
Mhm.
who already like know yoga, like they already know what a forward fold is, right?
So I've actually, yes, some, yes, but some I've actually worked with people that, have been steered away from yoga because of the way that it's marketed. That's inaccessible and very rigorous and backbendy and flips and upside downs
Yeah.
and so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so then that might be something that also you can weave into that marketing in your homepage, where it could be that like you may have tried yoga but you bounced off it because of this.
Mhm.
um, but I think it's good that it clocked that you are not speaking to beginners, or you could be working with people who have or maybe not necessarily people who are more intermediate, but people who have had experience
Mhm.
working with yoga. And then you can add that second part where it's like, but they were turned off from it because of this. And then
Mm.
if you are that person, then here's where you can land with me. And this is why my work is different, because you do have a different flavor of how you approach your work. So that could be something that you can weave in. But that's a good audit and good like responses that you got. I think everything else that you got as far as like, people who are curious and seeking this and is like really, really on point. So what do you think?
I think it definitely, I really like the feedback in the sense of like what words I could start using for
Yeah,
marketing, the emotional baggage, which, I think that it's kind of lands a little bit lighter than saying your trauma that you
right.
dealt with in childhood. And I think that's really good. Because that sounds a little bit more receivable, for people to be more receptive to. So I do like that. And I did my private sessions, because I'm looking into launching a wellness alchemy membership. So that kind of transitions from like a package to actually continuing to work with me. Type
Awesome.
of
Okay,
thing. Yeah.
cool. I also heard yesterday, like, you are going to bring emotional baggage into a relationship, but to have somebody else hold the luggage is unfair. Just if you're going to
Woo!
ever weave that into your marketing, I heard that and I was like, woo. So it's
Yeah.
just a word that I heard on the internet, like a phrase that I heard someone say on a TikTok video that I was like, dang, that cuts. Okay, cool. Anybody else want to share any questions they have, any like insights that they got?
Can you write that down in there?
Yeah. I'll write in the chat right now. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hop in into my slideshow again. But I'm going to write this out. Everyone brings emotional baggage, but to force someone else to hold the bag. Okay. All right, let's see. Share screen. Okay, so that's prompt number one. Now, this is actually in the same like window in ChatGPT or Gemini. So you have your results, and then you can hop into this second prompt that I'm going to show you. Just like continue in the same chat. This is what I got for my target audience. I just like took a little screenshot. Entrepreneurs with diverse backgrounds, experienced but frustrated. Yes, I'm glad that it did that because, or it clocked that, because I don't typically work with beginners. So my marketing is not going to be like, do you have a business idea? It's going to be like, did your last launch not get you where it needed to be? And then creative seeking freedom. A lot of my folks are not going to work like super like a 9 to 5 rigorous. They're going to want some leeway as far as their scheduling and having some freedom with like their time. Okay. Number two, and Shirley, you may have already done that. Okay, yes, you're already ahead of the game. what are some pain points my target audience has on a loop in their brain? This is wonderful because it is going to just not be like, uh, do you struggle with your ADHD? It's going to get more into specifics. And this is, you know, the second part here. I really want to know what keeps them up at night and get into the deeper layers. Use specific examples and dialogue. This is a great prompt because the responses you'll get will literally be in quotes, and you can use that as part of your marketing. It's going to highlight what your target audience like is maybe saying to themselves. This is another thing that I see in marketing where people are like, do you want, I don't know, let me think of something very generic and shitty. um, do you want food freedom? And like people aren't going around at a restaurant. I have celiac, so I'm not going around at a restaurant being like, gosh, I really wish I had food freedom. I'm going at a restaurant and being like, okay, I hope that, you know, they take what I said to the waiter seriously and like actually change their gloves back there in the kitchen so that I'm not like hurting. My stomach isn't hurting for the next week. Shout out to the pizza people who made my pizza on Valentine's Day, and I did get sick for a week. So that's the difference in marketing. Like, I want you to actually say out loud what your people are thinking. Like, I'm not going around thinking, gosh, I wish I had food freedom. I'm thinking about something way more specific and incisive than that, that actually like is more human than the marketing that's very generic that we see. So this is why I created this prompt with specific examples with dialogue. So I'm curious to hear. You can unmute yourself, you can raise your hand, you can pop it into the chat. Like what
I
specific
can
examples?
start if you'd like.
Yeah, Shirley, what are some
What
dialogues
yeah.
that you've heard?
So case delays and backlogs, dialogue. We have so many cases piled up and the deadlines are looming. If we don't get these documents served on time, it could jeopardize the entire case. So the pain point is the fear of delays in case proceedings due to inefficient process serving or administrative bottlenecks.
Totally. So I see like at the top of a sales page, you could be like, your thing is looming. You're like, you know,
Yeah, your
you're in
cases
charge
are
of,
looming.
like, that's something
Deadlines
that
are,
you could
yeah.
literally write out in your copy. That's more than like,
I
do you
love
want to
that.
save time with law? Like, and that's the copy that I see a lot that I'm like, boring. So really, really cool results that you can use directly into your.
Yeah, no, this is very good. You came up with a bunch of them.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. I'm going to share it with you guys in a sec. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I had it.
Me.
Oh, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Okay. Okay. First Joe, then Kathy. Go ahead, Joe.
I really like this. One it gave me was the FOMO frenzy. So it says everyone on social media seems to be traveling the world and living their best lives, but I can't even afford to take a decent vacation without feeling guilty. Am I missing out on on life because of my finances?
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I felt that in my stomach. Ugh. Okay,
That
right.
was good. I like that one too.
That's a really good one. Yeah, and that's like how humans would maybe talk to themselves versus saying like, do you want freedom to travel, which is like what I see a lot, like time freedom, freedom to travel, live your best life. Like, what does that mean? So, that was really good. How do you feel about that, Joe?
I think yeah, I think I overthink it and um, I think in my marketing, I don't talk with this common language. So this is super, super helpful.
Mhm.
That's what I see a lot of though. I don't think it's just you. I think people just need to get really sharp and like think and like call out in their marketing what is like really in the brains and like the, you know, the dialogues of their target audience. And that takes sharpening. That takes like this information and really like having this sort of conversation. And that's, I think, where I mean, these are conversations I have with my clients, of course, but like this is how AI can help get you there as well. So cool. I'm glad that you got some light bulb moments there. Okay, Kathy, go ahead.
These are pretty good. So the first one is deep layers, pain points, and internal monologues for the overwhelmed professional. Ugh, another day at the office. My to-do list is never ending, and I feel like I'm constantly behind. My boss keeps piling on the pressure, and I just can't seem to catch my breath. I haven't had the second one. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in weeks. My mind is racing all night and I wake up feeling exhausted. I'm starting to get anxious and irritable all the time, and I worry about burning out completely. The third one, I know I should be focusing on my health and well-being, but I just don't have the time or energy for it. I feel guilty for neglecting myself, but I just can't seem to prioritize it. So, specific pain points are chronic stress, overwhelm, difficulty sleeping, fatigue, anxiety, irritability, feel like there's never enough time, guilt, and neglect. The second scenario is the seeker on a healing journey. Um,
And those could maybe be like two different offers. Like the first one is very much speaking to somebody who's like a professional. Maybe I know you go into like professional spaces as well, and
Mhm.
that could be like something that you call out for that offer. And then maybe the second one could be more about like maybe for your membership or however you see it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually very spot on because a lot of the people that I work with just struggle sleeping because their nervous system is shot. They're so anxious, they're so overwhelmed and overly stressed because the demand is so high at their job.
Yeah. Oh, I made a face when you said like, oh, I haven't slept well in like 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't sleep very well in general because my brain keeps me up at night. So, yeah, that's like absolutely that. And I don't think like, gosh, I wish I had sleep freedom, or like, gosh, I wish I just, slept better. I like think one day I'm not going to be, searching how to move to Spain as an American at midnight at TikTok on a Tuesday. That's what I did last night. So,
You're doing that too?
so that's like, that really speaks to like what humans go through on a daily basis, where they are at right now, like what's actually on a loop in their brain. So it's really cool that you guys got some like specific dialogues here that are like very much what actually goes through people's heads. Okay. And then this is like some of the ones that came up for me. Am I good enough? What if I'm just a fraud? For imposter syndrome. I also like the bottom, the last one, overwhelm and decision fatigue. There are so many options, strategies, and tactics. Which ones are right for me? I'm paralyzed by indecision. A lot of my clients who come to me have a lot of like ideas and thoughts, and they're all like amazing, but they're like, I always tell them, you can do everything, you just can't do it all at once. And so I think that a lot of my one-on-one clients specifically are a little bit paralyzed with like, well, what do I want to do first? Because I want to do everything. So we work on prioritizing that. Okay. So the third prompt is, what would motivate these people to buy now? What is at stake if they don't take action? Again, sometimes what motivates people to buy now is like a flash sale, right? It's like a 72-hour flash sale. But a lot of people are like, wow, I like put my offer at 50% off for 48 hours and no one bought. I've seen that happen more than once with my clients. And it's because they're not speaking to like the deeper urgency, which is speaking to their like specific pain points and why they want that pain to end now. Like there is always something urgent in your clients' lives, besides like there's a sale that might get me to buy like a headband, but maybe not get me to spend like 4 figures. Depends. It depends. But I want you to speak to like the deeper motivations behind where they put their money. Okay. And then Kathy, I saw in the chat, I do struggle with ChatGPT. I have to ask it to tweak and rewrite a lot. Yeah. So, I mean, you can have your preference with like which AI platform you use. And I'll share with you guys first what the response was, and then I would love to hear your responses as well. Okay. So framing the stakes of an action, missed milestones and lost income, growing competition and market saturation, deteriorating mental and emotional well-being, and time wasted on effective strategies, which I think the last one, it really like speaks to people in my personal audience. It's like you're wasting your time and your energy because they really do feel the waste of energy on things that aren't working and that they're like sick of it. That's what I see a lot. So being able to show them a clear path to progress, to um, have strategies that actually they're seeing the results, actually gives them the motivation to do more because they're seeing that validation in real time. Okay. Shirley, do you want to start with your results? I'm
I
curious to hear.
could, yes. So, several factors could motivate legal professionals to buy legal support services, particularly process serving immediately. And that would be urgent legal needs, risk mitigation, client satisfaction, competitive advantage, and maintaining reputation. And then if legal professionals don't take action to address their process serving needs promptly, it says missed deadlines, client dissatisfaction, legal risks, and competitive disadvantage. Which I'm gonna say if I put this in Gemini, I probably would have gotten a more thorough answer, but it's still a good start. It's still a
Yeah,
good start.
absolutely.
I can't wait to use Gemini actually.
Yeah, and I think that like, with those answers, I would maybe pick like one because there's always one that's like the core. There's always like one
Yeah.
core problem and
Yeah.
one core solution for an offer. So I would challenge you to be like, okay, what's the one?
What's the
What's the
most
bigger
important
one?
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then
Okay.
maybe like use
I'll do
that
that.
as a North Star.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to share their results?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so motivating factors offer a sense of hope and possibility. Highlight the potential for transformation and positive change. Use clear language and specific examples to showcase the benefit of your program. Appeal to the desire for immediate relief. Emphasize the potential for reducing stress, achieving inner peace, and experience a sense of calm in the short term. Focus on self-discovery and personal growth. Frame your program as an opportunity for them to connect with their authentic selves, explore their potential, and embark on a journey of self-discovery. Address the fear of missing out, FOMO. Highlight the limited spots available in your Wellness Alchemy membership once launched to create a sense of urgency and exclusivity. Emphasize the community aspect. Promote the supportive space you offer, allowing them to connect with the like-minded individuals on their healing journeys. Consequences of inactions. Perpetuate the cycle of stress, overwhelm, and emotional baggage, missing out on the opportunity for profound personal growth and transformation. Risk continuing to feel lost and disconnected, missing out on a unique personalized healing experience. So one of the things that really resonated was the remember part, because I think I had told it that I was trauma informed, and I think this is very important. So while highlighting the what ifs of inaction and being persuasive, it's crucial to maintain a balance of ethical approach, avoiding fear mongering, creating undue pressure. Focus on positive potential and empowering them to take a charge of their well-being and create the life they desire.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's like a huge part of feeling trauma, of being trauma informed is like not to, fear monger, but to say, here are the organic consequences of not doing something right. Like my mop, like I will continue to spend twice as much um, uh, cleaning my apartment if I don't buy a new mop. That's a choice. But here is like, an opportunity to clean my apartment in half the time, and here's the mop as like a solution. So Kathy, what are your takes on like the stakes of inaction? Because I know that can be, trauma informed folks will like take that in a different direction than a lot of other people.
I think it's pretty spot on. I think it's good. The appeal to desire for immediate relief, the emphasis on potential for reducing stress. I liked the FOMO, which was actually pretty
The
uh
community aspect.
and the community aspect. Yeah,
Mhm.
those two.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, those were pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you can highlight as like people who are going to come to an offer that is a group thing that offers maybe like a group chat or like a Slack channel or something like that. That's like maybe another benefit for them versus working one-on-one. Those are two different types of like, those are two people seeking two different things, or maybe one person seeking two different things at different times. So that's something that you can like keep in mind when you market as well. Any group offer.
Okay.
Joe, did you have anything you wanted to share, or I'm gonna just go ahead?
No, I really like how this is structured, and I appreciate your approach to this is more of that, like the consequence of inaction being more soft and more caring than just shoving it down people's throats. So
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of like, if you don't do this, like your world's gonna crumble, and it's like, not really. It's just a mop. Or, like in my example, like it's just a mop. But it is like, so then I always take it like a step more. So like, okay, well then am I late to dinner with my mother-in-law because I was mopping the damn house for 2 hours, right? So like that's where you take like this slice of life, like humanity, like centered copy and marketing that I do really well, and like really frame it into the lives of humans. Like you will be late to dinner at the steakhouse because you're mopping. So like buy the damn mop so you can get there on time. Um, and that's where versus like just, this is the best mop ever, you should buy it. Or like a lot of people are like, I have a mop, you should buy it. Tell me
yeah,
about
I
with my
think I
in-laws.
think the thing that's standing out to me is one of them that came up is feeling trapped and powerless and saying without taking action you remain dependent on external factors. So I think it really is empowering to show people that there's a level of control that you can find with this.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. Like I'm really into empowerment and like sovereignty as somebody who is trauma informed. So I personally like that. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So how is this landing overall? I think you guys shared some thoughts with me already, but I just want to show you like the potential of AI if you are inputting um, prompts that are actually going to get you the answers that you want. So really really happy with like that you guys had some light bulb moments and had some thorough responses that can actually help you move into marketing, or like putting this stuff as like an email or a social media post, or like creating it into a script for TikTok or something like that. Another thing, Joe, I had a thought that you asked, like empowerment was something that you that really highlight the answers really highlighted for you. And I will say this goes for everyone, like, but are people putting their money behind empowerment? Are people putting their money behind confidence or comfort? um Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So that's also like, this is just me business coaching right now, but really like ask yourself also, like, what are people actually putting their money behind? Is it like, the comfort of like I'll go back to my mop example. Is it the comfort of like, the handle's really comfortable? Or is it like that I'm saving time to get to where I need to go? So that's also sometimes that I'll see this a lot in marketing too, where people will like get so honed in and like tunnel vision on their features instead of the transformation of the offer. So just like understand if something is like a benefit of your offer or a feature, like something that you see, um, as like a possible outcome, but are people putting their money behind that thing? And oftentimes it's like people aren't putting their money behind confidence for business coaching. It's like they're putting money behind, they're going to get more clients. So that's something I will offer you to like noodle on. Okay, I see the chat lighting up. Okay. Kathy said, I definitely like Gemini. Like Joe said, it's softer and more eloquent. Yeah, I find that it has a little bit more eloquence as far as the results. And also, you said softer. That's funny because I tried to put something in there that was like, oh, I want you to help me with this caption where it's like, people are like stressing out about this, but I can't relate because I've been doing this for 10 years. And it was like, the results were like, I don't know if you should be bragging. And I was like, Okay, well, like, I want to because it's funny and it's just like one line on a TikTok reel, and it's a joke, right? And it was like, I don't know, you should be humble. And that was the result that it gave me. And I was like, I should go into ChatGPT for this. So that is funny that you're saying softer, because it will sometimes be like, maybe you should redirect. Okay, so this is more ways you can get support. A lot of you guys know me, so I have 3-month and 6-month coaching for long-term trauma-informed business coaching. And then I also have a 90-minute intensive. These are open right now. It's at my link in bio, like on Instagram or on TikTok. It's $444 for 90 minutes. You'll get also 3 months of content prompts, and we can definitely fold in AI. But basically, if you have 1 to 2 business goals you want like now without having to commit to long-term business coaching, you can do that. And I'm booking right now. You can go in my link in bio, you can pick out your time, the day, pay, it's all at once. So for those of you who don't know me, this is how you can find me. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram. You can go to my homepage and sign up for my newsletters, which I usually do a little more long form in my newsletters. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I think we're pretty good on time. And thank you, Shirley and Anima Collective, for having me today. And I'm glad that you guys had a good experience.
Thank you so much, Fee. This was a very, very informative. I took some takeaways from here as well, and I'm going to continue working on it. But thank you. This is fantastic. Thank you to everybody who was here attending. I really hope this was valuable for you as well. Join us next time. We're going to be doing these every single month. You'll be receiving notifications, and stay connected. We hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for participating.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.